The unseen threat. In the vast expanse of the Milky Way, countless civilizations had risen and fallen, their histories etched into the cosmic dust. But among them, one planet remained an enigma: Earth. For centuries, the Galactic Council had observed this blue marble, dismissing it as a backward world of quarrelsome primates, barely worth the effort of conquest. How wrong they were. On the outer rim of Earth's solar system, hidden beneath the icy surface of a seemingly unremarkable moon, lay humanity's greatest secret. Commander Elena Vega stood in the control room of Bastion 1, Earth's most advanced military installation. Her dark eyes scanned the holographic displays surrounding her, each one tracking the movements of the Galactic Council's scout ships. "Status report," she ordered, her voice steady despite the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. Lieutenant Kai Chen, her second-in-command, responded without looking up from his console. "All systems nominal, Commander. The cloaking field is holding. As far as the Council is concerned, we're just another lifeless rock." Elena allowed herself a small smile. The cloaking technology that shielded Bastion 1 was just the tip of the iceberg. For decades, Earth had been preparing, innovating in secret, pushing the boundaries of science and engineering far beyond what the Galactic Council believed possible. Across the room, Dr. Amelia Okoye, the brilliant mind behind much of Earth's technological leap, spoke up. "Commander, I've been analyzing the Council's scan patterns. They're becoming more thorough. I don't think our masquerade can last much longer." Elena nodded, her expression grim. "We knew this day would come. Are we ready?" Amelia's eyes gleamed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "As ready as we'll ever be. The quantum drives are fully operational, and the nanoswarm defenses have exceeded all expectations in our simulations." On the main view screen, a massive alien vessel appeared, dwarfing the scout ships around it. Its sleek, organic design spoke of technology far beyond conventional human understanding. Or so the Council believed. "Incoming transmission," Kai announced. "It's from the Council's flagship." Elena straightened her uniform, took a deep breath, and nodded. "Put it through." The screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. Ambassador Zorn of the Galactic Council was an imposing figure, his blue-tinged skin adorned with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed with barely contained agitation. "Greetings, humans." Zorn's voice reverberated through the control room, a hint of condescension in his tone. "The Galactic Council has deemed it time to formally integrate your world into our grand alliance. Rejoice, for you shall now bask in the enlightenment of advanced civilizations." Elena's expression remained neutral, years of diplomatic training coming into play. "Ambassador Zorn, we appreciate the Council's offer. However, Earth is not interested in integration at this time. We value our independence." Zorn's bioluminescent patterns flared, a clear sign of annoyance. "You misunderstand, human. This is not an offer. The Council has spoken. Prepare your leaders for our arrival. Resistance would be unwise." The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving a tense silence in the control room. Elena turned to her team, her eyes blazing with determination. "And so it begins. Initiate Protocol Omega. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." Alarms blared throughout Bastion 1 as the installation came fully to life. Hidden weapon systems emerged from the moon's surface, their barrels trained on the unsuspecting alien fleet. In orbit around Earth, seemingly innocuous satellites reconfigured themselves into a network of devastating energy projectors. On Earth itself, in hidden bunkers and secret facilities across the globe, humanity's best and brightest sprang into action. Years of preparation were about to be put to the test. In New Delhi, Dr. Rajesh Patel activated the global shield grid, an invisible barrier of interlocking force fields capable of withstanding the most powerful known alien weapons. In Rio de Janeiro, Maria Santos initiated the nanoswarm production facilities, unleashing trillions of microscopic robots designed to dismantle enemy technology at the molecular level. Back on Bastion 1, Alina watched as Earth's hidden fleets emerged from their concealed docks in the asteroid belt. Ships unlike anything the Galactic Council had ever encountered. Vessels that bent light around them, propelled by drives that manipulated the very fabric of space-time. "Commander," Kai's voice cut through her thoughts. "The Council's fleet is advancing. They'll be in weapons range in 10 minutes. Alina nodded, her mind racing through strategies and contingencies. Maintain stealth protocols. Let them come a little closer. We need them to see exactly what they're dealing with." As the alien armada approached, blissfully unaware of the true nature of their prey, Alina couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought humanity to this point. Centuries of conflict and strife on Earth had forged a species unlike any other in the galaxy. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology, impressive as it was. It was their indomitable spirit, their ability to unite in the face of external threats, and their relentless drive to overcome any obstacle. The Galactic Council thought they were dealing with a primitive, divided world. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "All stations, battle stations," Alina commanded, her voice echoing through Bastion 1 and across the hidden network that connected Earth's defenses. "This is not a drill. Today, we fight not just for Earth, but for the right of all sentient beings to choose their own destiny." As the alien fleet drew ever closer, the tension in the control room reached a fever pitch. Years of secrecy, of hidden advancements and silent preparation, had led to this moment. Humanity stood on the brink, ready to reveal its true face to the galaxy. Ambassador Zorn, aboard his flagship, watched the approaching blue planet with a mixture of anticipation and disdain. In his mind, this was to be a simple show of force, a demonstration of the Council's power to bring yet another primitive world to heel. He had no idea that he was leading his fleet into the most shocking revelation the Galactic Council had faced in millennia. Earth, far from being the backward world they had dismissed, was about to emerge as a power that would reshape the very foundations of galactic society. As the first alien ships entered Earth's orbit, Alina Vega stood tall, her finger hovering over the command that would unveil humanity's true might. In that moment, she carried the hopes and dreams of billions. With a deep breath, she gave the order that would change everything. "Disengage cloaking fields. Power up all systems. Let's show them what Earth can do." And with that, the greatest deception in galactic history came to an end. Earth's hidden strength was about to be revealed, and the universe would never be the same again. First contact gone wrong. The silence of space was shattered as Earth's hidden defenses sprang to life. Ambassador Zorn's confident smirk vanished, replaced by a look of utter disbelief as his ship's sensors screamed warnings. Where moments ago there had been nothing but empty space and a seemingly defenseless planet, now stood an array of technological marvels that defied his understanding. "Impossible," Zorn whispered, his bioluminescent patterns pulsing erratically. This cannot be." On the view screen before him, the moon that had seemed so innocuous now bristled with weapon emplacements. A massive installation, previously hidden by technology beyond the Council's comprehension, dominated its surface. But it was the fleet emerging from behind Earth's natural satellite that truly stole his breath away. Ships of sleek, angular design sliced through space, their hulls seeming to absorb light rather than reflect it. They moved with a grace that spoke of propulsion systems far beyond anything the Council possessed. And there were hundreds of them. Back on Bastion 1, Commander Alina Vega watched the alien fleet's reaction with grim satisfaction. "Open a channel to the alien flagship," she ordered. Lieutenant Kai Chen nodded, his fingers dancing across his console. "Channel open, Commander." Alina straightened, her voice clear and unwavering as she addressed the stunned alien commander. "Ambassador Zorn, this is Commander Alina Vega of Earth's Defense Force. I believe it's time we had a real conversation about Earth's place in the galaxy." Zorn's face appeared on the screen, his composure clearly shaken. What trickery is this? How have you hidden such technology from the Council? Elena's expression remained neutral, but there was a hint of steel in her voice. No trickery, Ambassador. Just the result of humanity's drive to protect itself. Your Council's assumption of our primitive status was premature. As they spoke, Earth's defense grid came fully online. In orbit, satellites that had posed as simple communication relays revealed their true nature, forming an interlocking network of energy projectors capable of vaporizing entire fleets. Dr. Amelia Okoye's voice cut through the tension in Bastion 1's control room. Commander, the nanoswarm is ready for deployment. We can disable their fleet without casualties if needed. Elena nodded, keeping her eyes on Zorn's increasingly agitated face. Understood, Doctor. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. On Earth, in the hidden command center beneath Geneva, the United Earth Government convened an emergency session. President Lydia Chen addressed the assembled leaders, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. For generations, we have prepared for this moment, she said, her eyes sweeping across the room. Our ancestors understood that humanity's survival depended on unity and technological advancement. Today, we stand ready to claim our place among the stars. Back in space, Zorn's shock was turning to anger. You dare to threaten the Galactic Council. Your deception will not go unpunished. Elena's eyes narrowed. We've made no threats, Ambassador. We've simply revealed our true capabilities. Earth has no desire for conflict, but make no mistake, we will defend ourselves. As if to emphasize her point, several of Earth's ships performed a series of maneuvers that should have been impossible, effortlessly weaving between the alien vessels. The display of technological superiority was clear. Zorn's flagship suddenly powered up its weapons, a desperate move born of fear and wounded pride. You leave us no choice. The Council will not be defied. Before he could give the order to fire, however, his ship's systems went dark. Across the alien fleet, vessels began to drift, their power cores mysteriously offline. What have you done? Zorn demanded, panic evident in his voice. Elena's reply was calm, almost sympathetic. A demonstration, Ambassador. Our nanoswarms have temporarily disabled your fleet's primary systems. We could have destroyed you. But that's not our way. Earth seeks peace, but we will not be subjugated. In the Geneva Command Center, President Chen received the update with a grim nod. Initiate diplomatic protocols, she ordered. It's time to negotiate from a position of strength. As Earth's leaders prepared for the most important diplomatic engagement in human history, the alien fleet hung powerless in orbit, a testament to the folly of underestimating humanity. On Bastion 1, Elena turned to her team. Well done, everyone. But this is just the beginning. The real challenge starts now. Dr. Okoye approached, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of pride and concern. Commander, the quantum entanglement communicator is online. We're receiving transmissions from, well, everywhere. Elena raised an eyebrow. Everywhere. Amelia nodded, her voice filled with wonder. It seems our little display hasn't gone unnoticed. We're getting signals from across the galaxy. Other species, hidden civilizations, some offering alliance, others not so friendly. As the implications sank in, Elena realized that revealing Earth's true power had changed the game entirely. They had stepped onto a much larger stage, with players they had never anticipated. Alert President Chen, Elena ordered. Earth's isolation is over. For better or worse, we're now part of a much bigger universe. As the hours ticked by, the Galactic Council found itself in chaos. Emergency sessions were called, accusations flew, and age-old alliances began to crumble. The revelation of Earth's power had upset the delicate balance that had existed for millennia. In the Andromeda Galaxy, the reclusive Nexari, masters of biotechnology, watched the unfolding events with keen interest. Their leader, High Synapse Kavoth, saw in humanity a potential ally against the Council's stifling control. Meanwhile, In the dark spaces between stars, an ancient race known as the Void Walkers stirred. They had long watched the younger races, waiting for one with the potential to upset the cosmic order. Perhaps in humanity, they had found what they sought. Back on Earth, as the initial shock of the confrontation wore off, the true magnitude of what had transpired began to sink in. Humanity had survived its first contact with a hostile galactic power, but at what cost? They had revealed their hand, and now the entire universe knew of Earth's capabilities. In the White House Situation Room, President Chen conferred with her advisors. "We've opened Pandora's box," she mused, her expression troubled. "We've protected Earth, but at what cost? And what comes next?" As night fell across the planet, billions of humans looked up at the stars with new eyes. Their world had changed forever. They were no longer alone, no longer hiding. Earth had announced its presence to the cosmos in the most dramatic way possible. In orbit, the disabled alien fleet served as a stark reminder of the day's events. Ambassador Zorn, his pride shattered, awaited instructions from a council that was now scrambling to adapt to this new reality. And in the depths of Bastion 1, Commander Elena Vega allowed herself a moment of reflection. They had prepared for this day for so long, but the reality was far more complex than any simulation could have predicted. As she gazed at the holographic display of the galaxy, with Earth now a bright point of interest for countless civilizations, she couldn't help but wonder. Was this the dawn of a new golden age for humanity, or had they just painted a target on their world for every power in the cosmos to see? As the first reports of Earth's triumph began to spread across human colonies and outposts throughout the solar system, a mixture of jubilation and apprehension swept through the population. Humanity had stood its ground, but the real test was yet to come. The galaxy was watching, waiting to see what this audacious young species would do next. And Earth, for better or worse, was ready to face whatever challenges the universe might throw its way. The battle begins. The tense standoff in Earth's orbit had stretched into its third day. The disabled Galactic Council fleet hung motionless against the backdrop of stars, a silent reminder of humanity's shocking reveal. On Bastion 1, Commander Elena Vega hadn't slept in 72 hours, her eyes red-rimmed but alert as she monitored the constant stream of intel flooding in from across the galaxy. "Commander," Lieutenant Kai Chen called out, his voice tight with urgency. "We're detecting massive energy signatures at the edge of the solar system. Multiple ships dropping out of FTL." Elena's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. "Identification. It's a mixed fleet, Commander. I'm reading ship designs from at least a dozen different species, some we've never encountered before." Dr. Amelia Okoye rushed to her station, her fingers flying over the holographic interface. "The quantum entanglement network is lighting up. We're receiving transmissions from all over the galaxy. It seems our little display has attracted quite an audience." Elena's mind raced through the implications. Earth's demonstration of power had upset the galactic balance more than they had anticipated. Now, it seemed, everyone wanted a piece of the action. "Incoming transmission from the lead ship," Kai announced. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a being unlike anything they had seen before. Its form seemed to shift and ripple, as if it wasn't fully anchored in reality. "Greetings, humans of Earth." The being's voice resonated in their minds rather than their ears. "I am Zalvex of the Void Walkers. We have watched your ascension with great interest." Elena steeled herself, aware that this conversation could shape the future of humanity. "Greetings, Zalvex. I am Commander Elena Vega of Earth. What brings you to our system?" The being's form shimmered. "Opportunity, Commander. Your species has demonstrated great potential. Some in this galaxy see you as a threat, others as a valuable ally." Before Elena could respond, another transmission cut in. The screen split, revealing a reptilian being with iridescent scales. "I am High Synapse Kavoth of the Nexuri Collective," the new arrival hissed. "We too seek alliance with Earth. Your technology, combined with our bioengineering, could reshape the galaxy." Alina's mind raced. This was moving faster than anyone had anticipated. Earth had prepared for conflict, but not for becoming the center of a galactic power struggle. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout Bastion 1. Kai's voice cut through the chaos. Multiple ships breaking from the new arrivals fleet. They're on an attack vector. Alina's training kicked in. Battle stations. Activate the defense grid. Get me the president, now. As Earth's hidden fleets sprang into action, the space around the planet erupted into chaos. Ships from a dozen different factions clashed, some trying to attack Earth, others seemingly defending it. In Geneva, President Lydia Chen received the emergency call. Her face was grim as she addressed the United Earth government. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've prepared for is here. Earth is now the focal point of a galactic conflict. It's time to show the universe what humanity is truly capable of. Back in space, Alina watched as Earth's advanced weaponry came to life. Quantum-locked missiles phased through enemy shields as if they weren't there. Nanoswarms disassembled hostile ships at the molecular level. And at the heart of it all, Earth's fleet moved with a precision and coordination that left their attackers in disarray. "Commander," Dr. Okoye called out, "the Void Walkers and Nexari. They're fighting alongside us." Alina nodded grimly. "Temporary allies of convenience. We can't trust them, but we'll take the help for now." As the battle raged, reports flooded in from across the solar system. The Mars colonies had repelled an attack using hidden antimatter cannons. Jupiter's moons, thought to be mere outposts, revealed massive shipyards churning out advanced fighters. Humanity's preparation and ingenuity were on full display, shocking friend and foe alike. Species that had dismissed Earth as a backwater world watched in awe as human ships danced through the battlefield, their technology matching or exceeding anything the galaxy had seen. In the midst of the chaos, Ambassador Zorn watched from his powerless flagship, his worldview crumbling around him. The Galactic Council, which had stood supreme for millennia, was being humbled by a species they had considered primitive mere days ago. As the battle entered its fifth hour, a new threat emerged. A massive ship, easily dwarfing anything else in the system, dropped out of FTL at the edge of the battlefield. Its design was ancient, predating even the Galactic Council. By the stars, Zolvex's mental voice echoed in the minds of all present. The precursors have returned. A booming voice, layered with the weight of eons, reverberated through every ship and station in the system. "Children of the younger races, your quarrel ends now. The precursors have judged this conflict and found it wanting." Alina felt a chill run down her spine. Earth had prepared for many scenarios, but the return of a long-lost elder race hadn't been one of them. As the precursor ship approached, weapons across the battlefield fell silent. The various factions, from the Council to the new arrivals, seemed to shrink in the presence of this ancient power. Alina took a deep breath, steeling herself for what came next. "Open a channel," she ordered. "If they want to talk, let's talk." As the connection was established, Alina found herself face to face with a being of pure energy, its form barely contained within the view screen. "Humans of Earth," the precursor's voice resonated with power. "Your actions have rippled across the cosmos. The time has come for you to understand your true place in the grand tapestry of the universe." Alina straightened, her voice clear and unwavering. "We are ready to listen. But know this, Earth will not bow to any power, no matter how ancient. We have fought for our independence, and we will continue to do so." The energy being seemed to pulse, and for a moment, Alina thought she detected something akin to approval in its otherworldly features. "Bold words, young one, but the game you have entered is far larger than you can imagine. The future of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and Earth, for better or worse, now stands at its center." As the precursor ship hung in space, a silent colossus overshadowing the battlefield, the various factions found themselves in an uneasy ceasefire. The fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy, seemed poised on a knife's edge. In orbit, on the planet's surface, and in hidden bases throughout the solar system, Humanity held its breath. They had revealed their strength to the cosmos, fought off the initial challenges, but now faced something beyond their preparations. The next few moments would determine whether Earth's great reveal would lead to a new age of galactic cooperation or plunge the cosmos into a war unlike any seen in millions of years. Elena Vega, standing tall on the bridge of Bastion 1, felt the weight of humanity's future on her shoulders. But as she prepared to engage in the most important diplomatic exchange in human history, she was bolstered by the knowledge of what her species had already achieved. Earth had surprised the galaxy once. Now, facing ancient powers and unknowable challenges, they would need to do it again. The battle for Earth's future, and perhaps the future of the entire galaxy, was about to enter a new phase, one that would test not just humanity's military might, but their wisdom, diplomacy, and the very essence of what it meant to be human. Turning the tide. The precursor ship loomed over the battlefield, its presence a stark reminder of powers beyond human comprehension. Yet, in the face of this cosmic titan, humanity stood its ground. Commander Elena Vega, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment, addressed the energy being on the screen. "We're prepared to discuss our place in the galaxy," she said, "but we won't negotiate under threat. If you truly seek understanding, let's begin by standing on equal footing." For a moment, silence reigned. Then, to the shock of all present, the precursor's form shimmered and condensed, taking on a more humanoid shape. When it spoke again, its voice was softer, almost contemplative. "Intriguing. Your species continues to surprise us." "Very well, Commander. Let us parley." In Geneva, President Lydia Chen received the update with a mixture of relief and apprehension. "Prepare the quantum entanglement communicator," she ordered. "If we're going to negotiate the future of humanity, we'll do it together." As representatives from Earth's governments and key military personnel joined the discussion, the various alien factions watched in tense silence. The Galactic Council, the Voidwalkers, the Nexari, and a dozen other species, all waited to see how this unprecedented situation would unfold. The precursor, now calling itself Eon, began to explain. "Your world stands at a crossroads. Your advancement has upset a balance that has existed for millennia. Some see you as a threat to be eliminated. Others, an opportunity to exploit. We see potential." Elena leaned forward. Potential for what exactly? Eon's form pulsed. "To break the cycle. For too long, the younger races have repeated the same patterns: rise, expand, conflict, decline. But you've shown adaptability, ingenuity. You hid in plain sight, advancing beyond expectations. This is rare and valuable." As the conversation unfolded, Dr. Amelia Okoye worked feverishly at her console, analyzing every word, every fluctuation in Eon's energy signature. Suddenly, her eyes widened. "Commander," she whispered urgently, "I'm detecting similarities between the precursor's energy patterns and our quantum drive signatures. I think we might have reverse-engineered their technology without realizing it." Elena's mind raced with the implications. If humans had independently developed technology akin to these ancient beings, it could change everything. She decided to take a risk. "Eon," she said, her voice carefully measured, "you speak of our potential. Let me show you something." With a nod to Amelia, she authorized the release of Earth's most closely guarded technological secrets. As the data streamed across the quantum network, Eon's form flickered with what could only be described as surprise. "Impossible," it murmured. "You've grasped concepts that took our kinduns to develop." "How?" President Chen, her voice clear through the quantum link, answered. "Necessity, curiosity, and a dash of human stubbornness. We knew we weren't alone in the universe. We knew we had to be ready." The revelation sent shockwaves through the watching alien factions. The Voidwalkers hummed with excitement, seeing in humanity kindred spirits of innovation. The Nexari, masters of bioengineering, saw potential symbiosis that could push both species to new heights. Even Ambassador Zorn, watching from his disabled flagship, felt a grudging respect growing. The humans had not only outmaneuvered the Council, but were now treating with powers far beyond their supposed level of advancement. Eon's form stabilized, its voice taking on a new tone, one of respect. You have proven yourselves worthy of a place at the galactic table. But with this recognition comes responsibility. The question now is, what will you do with your newfound status? Elena exchanged glances with President Chen through the quantum link. This was the moment they had prepared for, the opportunity to shape humanity's future among the stars. We propose an alliance, Elena began, her voice gaining strength. Not one of dominance or submission, but of mutual growth and protection. Earth can serve as a bridge between the elder races and the younger species, fostering innovation and cooperation. President Chen continued, we've hidden our advancements out of necessity, but now we offer them openly. In exchange, we seek knowledge, cultural exchange, and a guarantee of our sovereignty. The proposal hung in the air, a bold gambit that could reshape galactic politics. Jan remained silent for a long moment, its energy form pulsing with deliberation. Finally, it spoke. Your proposal is unprecedented. But then, your entire existence has defied expectations. We accept, conditionally. You will be tested, observed. The power you wield must be tempered with wisdom. As the negotiations continued, hammering out the details of this new galactic order, the various alien factions began to shift their positions. The Voidwalkers and Nexari quickly aligned themselves with Earth, seeing the advantages of close association with this upstart species. The Galactic Council, represented by the still stunned Ambassador Zorn, found itself forced to adapt. Their position as the supreme authority in the galaxy had been irrevocably shaken. The Council, Zorn said, his voice heavy with the weight of change, would be open to restructuring. Perhaps a more inclusive model, with Earth playing a significant role. As the hours ticked by, a new galactic paradigm began to take shape. Earth, far from being subjugated, was emerging as a linchpin in a more balanced, cooperative interstellar community. But challenges remained. Not all species were pleased with this turn of events. In the shadows of distant systems, those who thrived on conflict and exploitation began to plot. Earth's rise threatened their interests, and they would not go quietly. As the initial negotiations concluded, Elena found a moment of quiet. She stood at the viewport of Bastion 1, gazing out at the assembled fleets, friend and former foe alike. Lieutenant Kai approached, his face a mixture of awe and concern. Commander, we've done it. We've secured Earth's place in the galaxy. But what comes next? Elena's eyes remained fixed on the stars, her expression thoughtful. We've won the battle, Kai. But the real work is just beginning. We've stepped onto a much larger stage, with players we're only beginning to understand. She turned to face her trusted officer, her eyes blazing with determination. But that's what humanity does best, isn't it? We adapt. We innovate. We face the unknown and make it our own. As Bastion 1 hummed with activity, coordinating with Earth's governments and their new alien allies, Elena allowed herself a small smile. They had turned the tide, transforming a moment of crisis into an opportunity for greatness. The galaxy had underestimated humanity. It was a mistake they wouldn't make again. As Earth prepared to take its place among the stars, one thing was clear: the universe would never be the same again. A new galactic order. The weeks following Earth's dramatic entrance onto the galactic stage were a whirlwind of activity. The planet, once thought to be a backwater world, had become the focal point of a new interstellar age. In the heart of Geneva, a city that had seen countless pivotal moments in human history, yet another was unfolding. The newly christened Galactic Concordat was taking shape, with representatives from dozens of species working to forge a new interstellar community. At the center of it all stood humanity, no longer hiding in the shadows, but proudly taking its place among the stars. President Lydia Chen stood at the podium, her voice strong as she addressed not just her fellow humans, but beings from across the cosmos. Today, we take a historic step forward, not as conquerors or subjects, but as equals. The Galactic Concordat represents our shared vision for a future of cooperation, innovation, and mutual respect. In orbit above, the scene was no less impressive. Earth's advanced fleet now stood side by side with ships from allied species. The Voidwalker's ethereal vessels shimmered next to the bioorganic ships of the Nexari. Even the once hostile Galactic Council ships, now restored to power, flew under a banner of peace. Commander Elena Vega watched from the bridge of Bastion 1, a mix of pride and caution in her eyes. They had achieved more than anyone had dared to dream, but she knew the road ahead would not be easy. Incoming transmission from the precursor ship, Lieutenant Kai announced, his voice tinged with awe even after weeks of interaction with the ancient being. Eon's energy form materialized on the view screen, its presence still commanding despite the familiarity. "The wheels of change are in motion," it intoned. "You have sparked a transformation that will echo through the ages. But remember, young ones, with great power comes great responsibility." Elena nodded, her expression serious. "We understand, Eon. Earth doesn't take this position lightly. We're committed to using our influence to foster peace and progress." As Eon's form faded, Dr. Amelia Okoye approached, her eyes bright with excitement. "Commander, the joint research initiatives are already yielding results. The combination of our quantum technology with Voidwalker phase shift theories and Nexari biointegration, it's opening doors we never even knew existed." Elena allowed herself a small smile. This was what they had hoped for, not just survival, but the chance to push the boundaries of what was possible. "Excellent work, Doctor. Keep me updated on any breakthroughs." But even as Earth celebrated its new position, challenges loomed on the horizon. Not all species were pleased with the new order. In the dimly lit chambers of a distant space station, representatives from shadowy factions gathered. "The humans have upset the balance," a cloaked figure hissed. "They must be contained before they grow too powerful." Another, its form shifting like smoke, responded. "Patience. They are young, overconfident. They will make mistakes, and when they do, we will be ready." Back on Earth, in a secure briefing room deep beneath the Pentagon, military leaders grappled with the new realities of galactic politics. General Marcus Thorne, his face lined with both pride and concern, addressed his colleagues. "We've come a long way, but we can't let our guard down. Our technology gave us an edge, but others will catch up. We need to stay ahead, not just in weapons, but in diplomacy, in cultural understanding. The next war might not be fought with ships and guns, but with ideas and influence." As the briefing continued, strategies were laid out for expanding human presence across the stars. Colony ships, long held in secret, were being prepared for launch. The Moon and Mars, once thought to be the extent of human expansion, were now mere stepping stones to a much grander journey. In universities and research labs across the globe, a new generation of humans was being prepared for life among the stars. Xenobiology, advanced physics, and interstellar diplomacy became the hottest fields of study. The spirit of exploration that had driven humanity for millennia found new purpose in the vast expanse of the galaxy. Yet, for all the excitement and progress, there were quieter, more reflective moments. In a small cafe in Paris, two figures sat engaged in deep conversation, seemingly oblivious to the alien tourists snapping pictures of the Eiffel Tower in the background. Commander Elena Vega sipped her coffee, her eyes distant. Across from her, President Lydia Chen watched her old friend with understanding. "Having doubts, Elena?" the president asked softly. Elena sighed, setting down her cup. "Not doubts exactly. Just awareness. We've achieved so much, so quickly. Sometimes I wonder if we're ready for all this." Lydia nodded, her expression thoughtful. "I know what you mean. We've gone from hiding our strength to being a major galactic player almost overnight. It's a lot to process. We've made powerful friends, Alina continued, but also some dangerous enemies. And there's still so much we don't understand about the cosmos. The president reached across the table, placing a reassuring hand on Alina's arm. That's why we need people like you, Alina. Leaders who understand the weight of our new role, who can guide us through these uncharted waters. As they talked, a group of young cadets walked by, their uniforms crisp and new, emblazoned with the logo of the newly formed Galactic Exploration Corps. Their eyes shone with the same excitement that had driven the first astronauts centuries ago. Alina watched them pass, a small smile tugging at her lips. You're right, of course. We can't let fear of the unknown hold us back. It's that very unknown that's always pushed humanity to its greatest achievements. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the city, Alina and Lydia stood, ready to return to their respective duties. The weight of their responsibilities was heavy, but so was the promise of the future they were building. In the skies above, visible even in the fading daylight, ships from a dozen worlds moved in harmony. Earth's secret was out, its strength revealed, and its destiny now irrevocably tied to the fate of the galaxy. As night fell across the planet, billions of humans looked up at the stars with new eyes. No longer were they distant, unreachable points of light. They were beacons of possibility, each one a potential home, ally, or adventure waiting to be discovered. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. The road ahead was long and undoubtedly filled with challenges, but Earth was ready. They had shocked the Galactic Council, forged alliances with ancient races, and reshaped the very foundations of interstellar society. Whatever the future held, one thing was certain. Humanity's light would shine bright among the stars, a beacon of innovation, courage, and the indomitable spirit that had defined their species since the dawn of time. As Commander Alina Vega boarded the shuttle that would take her back to Bastion 1, she took one last look at the city below. In that moment, she felt the full weight of humanity's journey. From cave-dwelling primates to masters of quantum technology, from a species confined to one small planet to a race poised to shape the destiny of the galaxy. With a deep breath, she stepped into the shuttle, ready to face whatever challenges the universe might throw their way. The future was uncertain, but it was theirs to shape, and shape it they would with all the creativity, resilience, and determination that had brought them to this incredible moment in history. The age of Earth's hidden strength was over. The era of humanity's galactic adventure had just begun.